Hey fellow rabbits, so today we're going to be taking a look at this, which is the NECA Alien 3 Creature Pack. More of an accessory set for your Alien 3 display, but very, very cool. It includes the Bambi Burster, the Rottweiler with interchangeable damaged head, the Queen Facehugger, and the Alien Queen as a baby. So that's really interesting. It's not the Burster Queen, because that actually comes with the Ultimate Dog Alien, a figure that I hope to get later on down the line. But for now, we're going to be taking a look at this awesome accessory pack. So, I saw this at Forbidden Planet. It was on sale for $29.99, and I was thinking to myself, are these miniature figures really worth that kind of money? But then I took a look online just to compare, and it seemed to be going anywhere from 50 to 80 pounds, which is absolutely insane, and I couldn't find it anywhere for this price. It was flying off the shelf, so I thought, you know what, I'll pick it up because I'll probably end up regretting it later. Comes in this very awesome box, Alien 3 Creature Pack, in the nice font. Sadly, there has been a bit of damage here. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I wasn't sure if it was like that when I bought it or if it happened on the journey home. But either way, it's fine. Then on the side, you get these really nice images of the figures inside, which look very realistic in the lighting that they're shot. On the other side, just Alien 3. On the back, once again, these very nice images of the figures. What's nice is they've actually helped you here in putting them in a pose that looks good. So if you're wondering what pose you can put them in, you can always just follow the example they've left on the box. Everything looks really, really awesome. I really love this. And on the bottom, you've got all the legal stuff, people who were involved. And this actually came out in 2019. Now, I remember it being released, but this is the first time I've actually ever seen the set in person. So, you know, it was quite exciting, and I thought, I just better not pass on it because I'll really regret it. Now, Alien 3 is not one of my favourite films. In fact, next to Resurrection and Covenant, it is probably my least favourite. But I do really love a lot of the concepts in the film, and I also do really love the creature designs. So this set, as it is, as figures, looks absolutely amazing. So enough nattering, let's get the figures out the box. Okay, so here we have all four of the little figures out of the box, and I think what we'll do is we'll take a look at them, I suppose, in appearance order. So we'll start with, or life cycle order, we'll start with the Queen Facehugger. Now, I've always been one of those people that was very kind of, what about the Queen Facehugger? Because, you know, we'd come to understand the alien's life cycle, and it didn't really make much sense. Like, you know, alien, I think, how does it go? So big chap or drone sort of egg morphs people into eggs until eventually a queen is born, and then the queen goes on to give birth to many other eggs, and then those face huggers harvest people and they give birth to lots of aliens, and then rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But the idea of a queen face hugger, you know, it was something that actually I never even noticed in the film. When I first watched it, it was only when I saw, I think it was the director's cut, where the guy just, he picks this up and he goes, hey, what's this? And you only see it very briefly. That's only when you see it. You never get a close look at it or anything. It's just a shot in the distance of him picking something up and going, hey, what the hell's this? You know, it's like, well, you shouldn't sound like that because they're all British actors, but, oi, what the hell's this? God, I'm terrible. So, taking a look at its design, I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate to the actual prop or if NECA have used some creative license here, but I really, really like it. I have to say, as someone who is afraid of spiders, this thing does look eerily like some of those big house spiders that you sometimes get, like the really big brown ones, from a distance. Like you cut off the tail, and if I saw this, if I didn't know that I had this and I just saw it on the table, I'd probably jump. It really does look creepy. It's got some fantastic detail under there, and it's all been accentuated with this very nice dry brushing, with the lighter beige colours over the darker plastic, just to really bring it out. You can see you've got all those details in the kind of webbing here. It's got webbed legs, unlike normal facehuggers. You've got really nice detail at the top. It's almost got like a sort of a thicker shell, like it's really armoured, which would make sense, because I think the whole idea is, if the race is on the verge of extinction, an egg hatches one of these things, and that would explain why it's more, it looks like it's built for more defense, you know, like survive at any means necessary. And it's even got something I never noticed, these little spiked pincers at the front. So it's got 6 regular legs and almost 2 arms with these sort of spikes, like it's meant to attack, you know, which would explain why the dog's face got so messed up. But no, it's very awesome. In terms of articulation, there is only a bendy wire in the tail, but it does feel quite stiff, so it's something that I recommend you're very careful with, because you don't want to chip the paint off. It's not as good as some of NECA's other bendy wires, but it does the job okay. No articulation in any of the legs. Sadly, this leg is a little bent, so I might just, you know, use some boiling water. But no, it is very much a figurine, not really an action figure. See, look, a bit of paint has actually chipped off there on my thumb. So just be careful when you're moving this tail. So it's more of a figurine, you know, it's more of an accessory, really, you know, than an actual action figure. So just keep that in mind when you're buying this set, that, you know, 2 of the figures are more figurines than they are figures. So next we move on to the Rottweiler. It's a very nice figure. It's a very nice representation of a Rottweiler. I love the detail on the paws. It's very, it's quite basic, but I think that's all it needs to be. I don't know if they'd have gone to the trouble to give it articulation, but it does have head articulation. You can look from side to side, you can look quite far up, and not really too far down, and you can also rotate it, but that's because the head clips on via a ball joint, so, you know, it makes sense that it has articulation. Paint is really nice. It's completely matte black, but it has been given these brown washes in certain areas, a bit at the top of the chest, on the legs and the back, which is really nice. It does seem to have a gap here, but that's not articulation, that's just where it's been clipped together in the factory. And yeah, the face is really, really nice. Really nice eyes, and the tongue and the teeth. And you've got those silver speckles on the collar. Sadly, one of mine has overshot onto the actual figure, so that's a shame. I can't really do anything about that. But he does also come with his damaged head, which is very, very gruesome. You animal lovers might not like this. Yeah, it's not very nice. Sadly, you can't really pick it up on camera that much, but this eye is slightly off. I wish I'd checked that before I picked this set up, but it's no big deal. You could just say his eye was damaged. So to swap the heads, quite simple. Just twist it off. It is on there quite tight. So you can see the ball joint in there. It's a double ball joint, so you have this one and another one inside there. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, this is exactly what they used for the demon dogs in the Ultimate Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Freddy Krueger. So they basically just took this body and clipped those 2 ugly, ugly heads on it. You know, those humanoid heads. But yeah, really clever way of reusing a already used sculpt. I'm not sure which came out first, whether it was this set or that, but, you know. Just, can't really get this to clip on this head. It kind of just, but it's on there. It's not going to fall off. So, yeah, there you have that horrible damaged head. Just makes you feel really sorry for the poor dog. It's very gruesome. But yeah, and you have all of the same articulation with the other head because, like I say, it's just on a ball peg. So we'll put that aside. As I said, like this one, that is very much just a figurine. You know, it's not really an action figure. You can't really do much with it, you know, but I actually quite like that. So now we'll move on to the Bambi Burster, or the baby dog alien. And this figure just really looks incredible. It's a very good representation of what we see in the film when it first breaks out. Very shiny. Look, you've even got those little vein details in the dome. Very, very cool. You've got these red highlights so it looks all bloody. Got black fingernails, toenails. And the mouth is even articulated, which is quite surprising. Again, you've got those little silver teeth. Now, this figure actually does come with an accessory, and that is his little, focus, his little inner mouth. Now, when I say little, guys, I'm not joking. In fact, you've got to be very careful that you don't accidentally miss this in the packaging. So there's a little tab in there, and you see this little thing here. When I first took it out of the box, it was actually too big. It was far too big, so you can see I had to trim it down because I just couldn't fit it in. But even then, even now, it's still an absolute pain to fit in. The mouth doesn't really open wide enough in order to get... Oh, there we are. So as far as I can get it, that's the best I can do with it. And it looks okay. It doesn't really kind of clip in there well. It just kind of sits in there. So that is really the best I can do with it. But for me personally, I'd rather just have him as is. But I suppose it's nice that they include it. But yeah. So this figure has a lot of articulation. So the head can go right the way back, which is good. You know, I would like to get a full-size dog alien that can do this NECA, you know, because it would be nice to put the full-size dog alien in a proper running pose like this one, but you never can because the head never goes back far enough. But this one does. The torso also rotates. It's on a ball joint and can go forward and back, which is good. There is a full 360 at the shoulders, and you can also bring the arms out to roughly 90 degrees. There's a full 360 at the elbow, at the top and the bottom of the joint. This does look to be a double joint, but it's actually not. It's just a single one, and you want to be very, very careful with this. And also you can rotate the feet as well as... See, this one doesn't want to move, and I don't want to force it. But yeah, you can move them up and down. But like I say, this one doesn't want to move, and I'm scared to force it because it does look as though it's a little fused up there because of the paint. Yeah, so I am just going to say this right now, guys. These joints do not feel as though they are strong. And I mean that sincerely. So if you can't move a joint, don't try to force it, whatever you do, because these things are tiny. If you think the big NECA figures are fragile, just imagine how fragile these are. So same with the back legs, you've got a full 360 and you can bring them right the way out, which is cool. And then you have all the joints on these areas, rotation at the knee. You can bring the knees forward if you want to, or back. You can also bring these parts back if you wish, but I'm very anxiety about doing that. And lastly, you can also push the feet forward and back as well. So what's really nice is like I say, the box actually helps you get them into poses. So this is the pose that I want to mimic. So hopefully I can do that by the end of the video. And yeah, lastly, he does have a bendy wire in the tail, but it's not very good. In fact, every time I try and adjust it, it just seems to go back into this position. So, Yeah, I'm not really going to bother with that. So he's got a very good amount of articulation for a little figure, but you just have to be very, very careful because those joints do not feel like they'll hold up to much. If I were you guys, I would choose a pose that you like and just leave him like that. Don't be moving him all the time. So lastly, we come on to the most awesome accessory in this set, and that is the baby queen. Like I say, not the burster, the sort of midway between the burster and the fully grown, which is very, very cool. Now, you know, like I say, this didn't actually appear in the film, so it's more of a concept accessory, I suppose. You know, there are many different documentaries you can watch about the problems with Alien 3 and, you know, what it was meant to be and sadly what it never ended up being. So, you know, this could be a little nod to what it was meant to be. So you do have a good bendy wire in the tail. You can bend it into whichever ways you want and it will stay there. Very large tail. Both the front and back legs can do full 360 all the way around, as well as come out to the side. You have a 90-degree bend at the elbow, but be very, very careful when doing that because they're only little pegs. You have a full rotation at the hand and a slight forward and back motion. Even the little arms and the chest are articulated. And then, same thing with the dog alien. You can adjust the legs to any way you want. Forward and back, and rotation at the feet. So, like I say, it really is just up to you guys what pose you want to put it in. Like I say, I've used the box to kind of help me get this into a standing pose. The head's got really nice articulation, can look down, straight, and rotate, look side to side as well. And it's just very, very cool. I really, really like this. Even though it wasn't even in the film, I actually think this is the highlight of this set. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Got a little high heels as well. Such a cool design. And like I say, with a bit of patience, you can get your queen into a very, very nice pose. I really like this kind of walking pose. It's very cool. So, just bend the tail again. So, overall, what do I think of it? I think it's really good. Is it worth the price of $29.99? I think so. I think what you have are two very nice figurines and two very nice mini action figures. And for the detail that's on them, I suppose, yeah, it really is worth the money. And like I say, I think I got an absolute deal when compared to some of the prices I've seen for it online. So if you guys are looking for this deal as well, it's currently available at Forbidden Planet in the UK for $29.99. So go get them, guys, before they're all gone. I'm not sure if it's the same on the website, but at Forbidden Planet Birmingham, there's only one left when I got this. Well, there were two left. I got one of them. There's currently one left. So if any of you are at Birmingham, go and snatch this up for $29.99 quickly before someone else does. And if it is available at Forbidden Planet online, hopefully it is still £30. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you go snatch this up. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Alien 3, but I still think this is an awesome creature pack. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please be sure to like, share, and leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it when you guys leave comments. You know, it just lets me know that what I'm doing is actually good, because I know some of it isn't, but, you know. And, yeah, just don't forget to share this video so it can get in the algorithm, hopefully, and my channel can get noticed more. And I really appreciate every single one of you that clicks on this video to watch. And if you really like what I do here, please subscribe down below. It's free. Hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss a video ever. And stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.